One of the biggest fears you can have is to have your entire season blown because you draft the wrong quarterback. If you want to make sure you draft your stud quarterback, this video's for you. Let's get it. Now, the first quarterback that we're going to go over that you want to make sure you land as a stud is Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is a great fantasy quarterback because he not only can give you some yards through the air, his strong point is his rushing ability with his legs. Now, whether he's winning the game or losing the game, it doesn't really matter because he can give you a baseline amount of numbers because of how many rushing yards he can put up. He can put up these seasons like Lamar Jackson had back in 2019 when he had the MVP caliber type of season because of his such great rushing ability. And now they've added a wide receiver in A.J. Brown over from the Tennessee Titans that's only going to make this offense more potent. He still has those wide receivers in Devonta Smith. He still has Dallas Goedert at tight end. He still has Miles Sanders at running back. They are loaded on the offensive side of the football. And on the defensive side, they're just as good. They have a really good, normal standard defense. Nothing to obviously lift your hat at or anything, but they have a nice solid defense. You put all of that together and adding A.J. Brown to the mix, they're probably going to be passing more in this offense. I know they're known for mainly rushing the ball, and that's okay. They're going to still run the ball, maybe not as much as last year. They're going to start airing the ball out. So if you're, putting 60, 70 rushing yards per game with Jalen Hurts on top of maybe 250 yards passing, you have a solid quarterback and somebody you can probably draft in the 6th, 7th, 8th round and have a solid quarterback. There's no need to go up there and grab Justin Herbert in the 2nd round, Patrick Mahomes in the 2nd, 3rd round, and when you can get somebody 5, 6 rounds later who's going to put up just as much points, if not even better points, than those earlier guys. He's definitely a stud that you want to look at. He's my number 1 stud this season. I think he's going to show out and give a lot of people reason why he should be drafted probably above Patrick Mahomes next season, but we're going to see how that turns out. Now, the second guy I want to talk to, I kind of alluded to him a little bit earlier talking about his 2019 season, but it's Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar Jackson's going to get back to running the ball a lot more. They lost Marquise Brown this offseason through the NFL draft. They shipped him over there to the Arizona Cardinals. Now Rashad Bateman takes over as the number 1 wide receiver, and his number 1 target is still going to be Mark Andrews. He's going to look for him early and often when he is throwing the ball. But just look at the running back depth that they have right now. J.K. Dobbins, will he be ready for the season? Gus Edwards, will he be ready for the season? We don't know. And if they're not, then you're looking at somebody like Mike Davis coming in here as the starting running back. No, sir, not going to happen. You got Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson's going to make it happen. He's not going to turn off and hand the ball off 20-something times a game when he knows he can probably do a better job rushing himself. You add all that on top of the passing yards that he's going to be giving you, especially to Mark Andrews, which is a deadly red zone target. You're looking at somebody that's going to be really magical this year. This is the year you always want to look at these quarterbacks who can get you those rushing yards because it gives you a high floor. That's why people like Josh Allen so much. It's just he gives you a floor, whether or not he's going to have a good passing game or not. It really doesn't matter because he has such a high floor with those rushing abilities. Any quarterback that's going to give you 40 yards or higher is always going to be higher in those fantasy football rankings just because they're giving you those good rushing yards. Now, the third quarterback I'm going to talk about, he could be definitely a stud starting running back or stud starting quarterback for your team. It's going to be Tom Brady. Tom Brady, and I know a lot of people say, oh my gosh, he's turning 40-something years old. That I was one of those people who's like, yeah, he's too old. He's going to fall off. He's going to fall off. I'm done with that. Tom Brady doesn't fall off. He just doesn't do that. So he's somebody you really want to take advantage of in your drafts, right? Tom Brady's somebody you can grab late in your draft. Nobody's really going to want him. They're going to think he's falling off or what's the case. He's going to be slinging this ball. I mean, he wants to prove people wrong that he can still throw up 300 yards passing. He's trying to break some records. Yes, Chris Godwin's probably not going to be there to start the season, but he still has his main man in Mike Evans out there. They brought over Russell Gage from Atlanta. They actually just acquired here recently Kyle Rudolph at tight end to compete with Cameron Brate. Cade Otton, I know there's some videos I put out earlier. He could be some type of sleeper, but now that they brought over Kyle Rudolph, it's kind of telling me they're trying to win now, and they want veteran presence in that offense. They don't want to really trust a rookie tight end with Tom Brady on the field. And then we're looking at Leonard Fournette. He's going to be the sole running back in the backfield. So now Tom Brady does have somebody to hand the ball off to, but I don't think it's going to be a running type of offense. You got Todd Bowles now coming over, being the head coach for this offense. And, you know, I don't know. He would, last time we saw him as the head coach, he was over there with the New York Jets, and they did run the ball a lot. So, you know, they may be running some, but Tom Brady's going to be running the show here. He's going to be throwing the ball all over the field. He's going to be trying to set these records to a new height that can't be reached. It's going to be a season for Tom Brady, guys, and I'm telling you can get him so late in the draft. I mean, I've seen him going 9th, 10th, even 11th rounds. So he's somebody you can grab at the end of your draft. And as always, thank you for watching the video. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, consider hitting that subscribe button. Would really help me out. Guys, we're putting out videos every single week going up into our fantasy football drafts. I'm going to try to help you dominate your fantasy football draft and dominate your fantasy football season so we can ultimately come home with a Lombardi trophy. Can't wait to see you guys on the next video. We'll see you guys next time.